Hello. Checking out my chair. Sorry. Probably should have waited to start. Um, but yeah. It's actually pretty early for me to be already starting. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Um, but I guess I got out of the house early. I don't know. I didn't really do much before leaving the house today, other than like get dressed and make myself a bagel. Like I always do. I think I eat the same thing for breakfast every weekday, and then sometimes on the weekend, depending on if we decide to do like a real breakfast. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, we went to bed at a good time. I don't know. I'm always tired. Um, so yeah, obviously still processing my diagnosis. But I did over the weekend post something about it. Pardon me. I posted something about it on my social media. Um, I don't post a lot on there. I post stuff on my stories a lot, just like sharing funny memes and things. And I've been sharing a lot of like autism memes and reels and stuff. So I've had some stuff, some content out there, but like not posts. Oh my god. Anyways, so I made like a real post. I can read it off to you guys. 'Cause I know that most of you aren't on my Instagram yet. Um, but I said big news. The 3-month process, 4 days of evaluations, and a bit over $500 later, which is quite affordable compared to everything I've found. I am autistic. Um, what this means for me is that I could finally begin to understand my neurotype and accept myself for who I am. I'm not broken. It is going to take me a while to process. It will always take me a while to process things in general. But I'm so grateful to have answers, and I look forward to finding and creating a supportive network of beautifully neurodiverse people. It's scary putting this out there because there's a lot of stigma and misinformation about autism. But I don't want to feel silenced anymore. I'm proud of who I am. If you're curious and non-judgmental, I'd love to share information. Thanks for coming along this journey with me. And then I put a couple of hashtags. But yeah, uh, I put it out there. My Instagram automatically shares to my Facebook because I don't care to bother with Facebook most of the time, and it's whatever. Like, eh, in some ways, it's like I forget about it, and then I'm like, oh, my grandparents could see that. Um, but then other things like this, I don't want to have to make two separate posts, but I kind of want it in both places because I have family, like extended family, on my Facebook that I don't have on my um Instagram. Sorry, I don't know where this came from. I was fine like 10 minutes ago. Um, but I've gotten some comments, you guys, and things like that I just wasn't expecting. A lady from my old church. I don't go to church anymore, for my own personal reasons. But she has a daughter who has EDS, and so she's been kind of keeping up on like how things are going with me. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And she said, "Wow, congratulations that you finally have answers. I look forward to learning more about how autism has impacted you." So that's pretty cool. Um, and another friend of mine, like acquaintance of mine, Said so happy for you, even though this likely brings on a whole new layer of things for you. Glad you're going to be able to advocate for yourself better now. And that was super sweet of her. And then this one, she is, or like she was a member at the workshare place that I work at, and um, she's come back. Like she travels a lot. She has like a virtual job, so like she can work from home or wherever. So she like does a bunch of stuff. So she's not here all the time, but like she's really good friends with everybody on the staff here, and um, she I didn't even know that she followed me, to be honest. I don't know if I guess she does. I followed her back now, but I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. But she said, supportive, insightful, incredible baker, beautiful, autistic, caring, all adjectives that describe just one piece of you. And together they make a one of a kind gift to humanity. And I was just like, oh, I never get that kind. I don't know. I don't know how to react to things like that. Like, how, how am I supposed to, what? That's crazy. Maybe it's because I'm just so hard on myself. But I always see the differences and like all of the things that make it hard for me to exist in like the general, I don't know, in this world. It's just I tend to notice those things more often, and so like I don't necessarily see the good things about me that often or noticed them. And so that was super sweet to hear, and I'm going to try to remember that that's how people view me because I don't know how people view me. Like how should I know? I'm my own person. I only have my perspective. Like those are my least favorite questions on any sort of questionnaire if they're asking like how would someone else describe you? Or in an interview process, how would someone else describe you? I'm like, I have no idea. Well, here it is. Here's one person. Obviously, not everybody's gonna think those beautiful, amazing things about me, but um, just to know that somebody does is like crazy to me, and like, uh, I don't know. I don't really know how to react, obviously. Um, but that was just, I don't know. That was just like I woke up to that this morning. And I was like, oh my God, what? Um, I also got a few comments on Facebook. My best friend's mom said that she was glad that I was able to get tested. The pastor of my parents' church commented. She's really cool. Again, I'm not anti-religion or anything. I just have my perspective, and I know that that's not exactly the perspective of people that go to church. So I just kind of don't go because for one thing, I don't have the time. I'm exhausted all the time. I can barely recover on the weekends, let alone be around more people. Like, hell no, I'm not doing that. Um, but yeah, I'm not like anti-religion. I think that they're very sweet people. And she said, love you and so grateful you have answers, cheering you on as you discover your path. And I was just like, oh, that's sweet of her. And then my boss commented, I was like, oh shit, I know. I mean, oh crap. They can see this. Um, which is fine. I want to be open about things. I wasn't like hiding it. Obviously, I told coworkers about it. I guess because I have a hard time communicating, or understanding how she communicates, I get really intimidated because I'm just like, if I'm misunderstanding her, or if I feel like it's really, really hard to understand her, then how is she gonna understand me? Is she gonna misunderstand me? Like, I feel like I'm gonna be misunderstood all the time. And I know that that's not necessarily true. It's just like me kind of projecting my own misunderstandings and like confusion. Um, it's still like I still have the feelings, so I don't really know what to do about that. But she said, "We adore you for who you are." And I was like, I actually cried. Um, I'm not, it always, it almost always catches me off guard when I cry. Like, I don't cry that often. Um, Normally I'm not able to like feel things that much. Um, I don't know. Uh, like I'll feel everything, but it's hard to distinguish what it is that I'm feeling, and so it kind of just shuts down. Like I start going numb, and I'm like, I don't know. I just feel overwhelmed and like yeah, there's never like I don't usually have a fair warning when I'm about to cry for like any reason. Like during my evaluation when I told her that like if I don't get this diagnosis, I don't know what that means for me, like what else could it possibly be? And just like how stressful that was for me to think that if I'm not autistic, then what's going on? Um, because I've done all of the research and all of the things, and that's what I think it is. And if I'm wrong, then what does that say about me? And just overthinking everything because that's what I do. Um, but yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I am autistic, and I don't have to worry about it and think about it. And I mean, I am gonna think about it, and I am gonna have to unpack this. Probably gonna take a few months and some therapy, but I'm in therapy already, so hopefully I won't have to get a new therapist right away. I do want to look into maybe some more specifically autism related therapy, but I want to talk to my therapist first and see what she thinks and go over some of my information. She's been very supportive so far, so like I feel very comfortable with her, and I think it'll be, you know, I don't think that she would invalidate me in any way. It's just maybe I could work with someone who has a little bit more experience with autism. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really made any decisions thus far, but I just thoughts that I'm having. Um, but also my grandmother, I guess my grandfather saw the post or something. I don't think she has a Facebook. I don't know. Um, but she emailed my dad, saying that she learned about ASD in her master's program. She has a master's in education. She was a strings teacher for her career. Um, and I had no clue that she knew anything about autism. Um, and she was just saying like, it can be a really positive thing if you know how to manage and work with it, and sent like a link to like 20 artists who are also autistic or whatever. And um I was just like, ugh. And my dad shared that with me, and now I'm sharing it with everybody, but like I don't think she's gonna see this hopefully. But it was very sweet. It was very sweet. I just really wasn't expecting this reaction. Like I know that a lot of people don't get this type of reaction. And so I was like, kind of bracing myself for the people who are going to be like, are you sure? Or you don't seem autistic. You don't look autistic. But I'm not super surprised that the people who know me really well aren't surprised. Like, the fact that my grandmother wasn't surprised, um, says a lot about me. And about the fact that she actually does know about autism, which is crazy to me. I don't know why I guess I just assumed that this is, especially when it comes to diagnosing women, just hasn't been a thing for, historically speaking. It hasn't really been a thing until very recently and still quite hard. And a lot of times it's women having to go and, refer themselves like I did and, ask for somebody to look into this deeper because they're having issues. And um, a lot of times people don't get diagnosed until they have really bad issues. And I actually met somebody online recently um, through the comment section on Instagram that hadn't gotten diagnosed um, until I don't know if they were the ones who hadn't gotten diagnosed or if it was their son, but they've also struggled with suicidal thoughts and nobody evaluated anybody until it got that bad, until their mental health had been to the point where they just didn't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, that's horrible that's how much it takes for someone to step in and be like, hey, maybe we need to see what's going on here. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, I've said this to a couple of people. I feel like these tests, especially the IQ test, but like I feel like these tests should be standard. Like middle school, maybe at the end of elementary school, maybe earlier. I don't really know when these things should be tested. I'm not a doctor. I don't know any of that, but I wouldn't want it to be later than that, I think. Um I only because of that little bit of information that I saw about like really, really little kids, like 2 years old, how they can sometimes grow out of the diagnostic criteria. I wouldn't think that like really little kids should be tested because what if it's not accurate? Maybe they just are, a late bloomer, as they say. Sorry. Um, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor, but I feel like these should be standard. I feel like everybody should be able to get this assessment because it's really insightful to understand how your brain is working and developed and all of that. And I don't know. I'm sorry, I gotta blow my nose, but I don't want you guys to hear it, so I'm gonna step out. Oh, I feel so much better now. Yeah. Anything to do with my nose, huge sensory struggle for me. Um, I don't know. I having a stuffy nose or um like when it's really dry and it starts like getting like crusty. I know that sounds it's so gross. It's just a huge sensory thing for me. I can't. It's miserable. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for letting me step out. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable on these. podcasts, being more myself. It's just taking time. I'm a little slow. Uh, but it's weird admitting that and saying that. Because I really like, I'm kind of glad in some ways that I waited to get diagnosed. And not in most ways, but like in some ways I can see how I would have had a really hard time accepting it when I was younger. Like now that I'm an adult and I've been really working on accepting myself for who I am and not being ashamed of myself. Not feeling like I have to be this, I don't know. I've always wanted to be this person who is just super smart and super like capable and able to do everything. Mm. I'm so sorry. Like I've wanted to be this person that can just do everything. And so the fact that I can't, let's be honest, nobody can. But I am not ever going to be one of those people that can just do any and everything. I have limits. I have needs, sometimes needs that are very particular to me. Things that I'm discovering just now that it's like, wow, I have been neglecting myself for a long time. And if I actually started meeting my needs, then maybe I wouldn't be so miserable all the time. Maybe I would actually be able to feel like I'm getting somewhere in life, like I am satisfied with my life if I just started taking care of myself and understanding what those needs are. But I think that if I were younger, I put so much pressure on myself when I was younger, and I just don't know if I would have been able to handle learning some of these things about me and about how my brain works. Like if I found out my processing speed was so low, I would be mad. I would be really angry about it. Like this isn't fair. I have to be able to fix this somehow. Like how can I change my brain? This is unacceptable. And that's not fair to me. Um that's not fair to my brain. You know, I I don't know if I can help it. I don't know if there's a way for me to train my brain. But what I do know is this is where I'm at. And I need to be able to accept that. Um, I don't know. I want to finally accept myself and not feel like I have to constantly fix something, like there's something wrong with me. Just because my processing speed is slower than normal doesn't mean that I'm broken. That's just a fact. It's just, you know, I it's yeah, it's obviously still going to take some time for me to really process everything, but I am trying to um I'm trying not to be upset about anything um that I can't control. Um or that it doesn't really help me to get upset about. Like it doesn't help me if I work myself up over something because then I'm not managing it anyways. I'm just getting upset about it. So I don't know. Um, I it was really foggy out this morning, and not very many things just like make me super happy. I don't know, like get a reaction out of me, I guess. Um, it's very specific things, and I usually have to be like by myself in order to like have those reactions. Um, Sometimes with my partner, but it just uh depends on the day. Um, but walked outside. Not only did I walk outside and saw something move and turn on my flashlight and I saw an adorable little bunny. Um, and of course I was like, "Hi, you're so cute," because that's what I do when I see animals. And nobody was there to watch me and think that's weird. So, trying to like be able to do that more often when people are around. Like, who cares? Who cares if I like talking to animals in a funny voice? Um, but also it was super foggy and I don't know why. I just love the fog. Maybe it's because I feel like that on the inside most of the time. So seeing it on the outside is like, oh, yes. But it's like it's calming. It feels like it tones everything down. I can't see all the details, therefore I'm not taking in as much. I'm just saying, I'm just realizing this now that I'm like talking about it. This is why I have this podcast, so I can think through things. Um, but like I noticed that I didn't need my glasses. Like I almost always have to when it's dark out and I'm driving because the headlights are just insanely bright and they hurt my eyes and it just constantly feels like I'm being assaulted by light and my eyes are like just I don't know. I'm sure if you're autistic or most people have experienced like a really bright light and like it makes your eye um like it physically hurts and it like almost feels like a pulsating kind of like feeling in your eye, like your eye's trying to adjust and protect itself because it's taking in too much light and like that's basically what happens every single time a car passes me going the other direction when it's dark outside. So basically I have to wear the glasses or it can be kind of dangerous because like I'll want to close my eyes and I can't close my eyes when I'm driving. So, anyways, I didn't have to do that because the fog was so thick that it kind of like dissipated the light. So, I don't know. And like, yeah, it was just, I couldn't see all the details of all of the stuff I was passing on the sides, like the schools and the strip malls and the whatever grocery stores. I didn't see all the details. And so it was just calming. So, yeah, I find the fog very calming. And so it's still foggy out, which is why I mentioned it, because I can see out the window here. And it just, it makes me feel good. And it made me smile. And yeah. So that's a little insight into things that make me happy. But it's only 7:24 and I don't start work for another hour. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next hour. I need to do oh, I need to do physical therapy again. I've not been very good about doing it. It's just so like it hurts sometimes. The one that's for my neck hurts my shoulders, so it's like kind of stupid. Because I have to hold my hand up like this, and it's hard to hold my arm up for that long, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to her about it. I need to figure out how to loosen this up so that I can do that. It doesn't hurt so bad. Um, so I don't know. I mean, it's kind of both. Doing this exercise is supposed to help strengthen my neck so that hopefully my muscles can like not be so tense all the time, trying to hold my head up, but I don't know. I will see her in like 3 days, 4 days, Friday. Um, so I'll ask her about that. But I should probably do that. Um, yeah, hopefully today goes well. Um, my coworker is about to pop, so any day now, uh, she's gonna be going on maternity leave. So I think I'm gonna be working with her today, hopefully. I don't know for sure if they switched the schedule around, but I always enjoy seeing her. She's also neurodivergent and she's just super cool, and I'm definitely gonna miss her. We're all gonna miss her so much. But she's embarking on a new awesome journey of her own. And as much as I have a phobia of babies, um, and like, I don't know, just everything surrounding pregnancy is like the thought of it happening to me is like, ugh, no, please. But like, I'm happy for her. Like she does have some sensory things that like she was really concerned about um going into this, but she's always wanted kids, and she doesn't want to be a geriatric mother, so she's really happy that she's able to do this before she turns 35 because she just turned 30, so she wants to be able to have two kids before she turns 35. So we'll see how that goes for her, but um, so far she's had a really good pregnancy, and like she even asked like if I wanted to feel the baby kick one day, and I was just like, only because it's you, and this is still gonna be weird, but it was weird, um, but it was kind of cool. Um, Again, don't want that happening to me. Um, but she's handled it really well, and I'm really proud of her. Um, and I'm really excited to see how things go for her. And um, I know that the kid's gonna have a great mom and um, a neurodivergent affirming household. So no matter what, if this kid has any type of neurodivergency, they're gonna be supported and loved no matter what, and that makes me really happy. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy for her, and I think that those are the people who should be having kids. Like, not saying that I should at all, that anyone should be able to choose who has kids and who doesn't. That's it, absolutely uh, disgusting and disturbing why anyone would think that they could have that control. But I do feel like we need more, affirming households. So yeah, I'm happy for her and for her baby. I'm excited to see um what I guess sex the baby is, because um they're waiting to find out. I I don't know for sure how she feels on like gender diversity or whatever, but I'm pretty sure she's pretty accepting of whoever. So um yeah, I um I think it's pretty cool that it's gonna be kind of like a gender neutral baby area. Um, I don't know how to raise a baby. I don't know how to raise a person. So, like, I can't say anything on how I would do it or if she's doing it right, but I think she's doing it right. Um, she's doing it right to the best of her ability, and I think, I'm really proud of her. Um, so hopefully I get to work with her today, because any minute now she could be going into labor. So, um, yeah, I might have to have a difficult conversation with the member if I see them, because they've been just kind of bending the rules a little bit, and it's like, I can't really do that, and so that's gonna be awkward. I don't like confrontation at all, and I really hope that it doesn't like end up being a bigger thing, but it's my job. So, you know, it'll be fine. We've got an event going on upstairs that's not really it's not staffed like all of our other events, so it's just like a meeting, I guess, but in a room that's normally staffed, so but there's some leftover ice cream sandwiches up there from like I think some event that we had that was like really hot during the summer, and that was like kind of our way of smoothing things over because it was hot. Aw, darn. I'm not gonna work with my coworker. That was Slack just telling me that. Um, it's okay. I will see her tomorrow, hopefully for the Secret Santa. So, but well, I'll see her tomorrow anyways. I work with her on Wednesdays. As long as she's still working that day. We'll see. Any minute now. But uh yeah. It's what was I saying? See, train of thought. I don't know. I'll listen back to this and be like, really? I couldn't think of that? But whatever. No, it's gone. It's gone, and now it's gonna bother me. Um, Stupid Slack distracting me. Um, but it's okay. Um, Hopefully I'm not too exhausted today. I had a headache really bad yesterday. Like, I took Tylenol at like 8:30, and then I took it again around noon, which I know you're supposed to wait at least 4 hours or something. I don't know. I didn't take it again after that, but um, I did also take Kratom at like 6 a.m. yesterday. So yeah, it wasn't working. Um, and I have a headache again already, and it all stems from my neck. Um, so I don't know. I don't really know what to do about that, other than I'm going to a rheumatologist, and then which is like for your joints and things, and they're supposed to help confirm my hypermobile EDS and just like rule out fibromyalgia, and a couple of other things, I guess. And then I think I kind of want to go see a neurologist just because these headaches are happening all the time, and I just don't know what's causing them. But I do need to still talk to my doctor about the prolactin levels and if that could be caused by the pantoprazole that I'm on for stomach acid. Um, Prolactin is a hormone that your brain produces, and I was looking stuff up as I always do, but it could be caused by that. So fingers crossed that's what's causing it, because the like typical cause of it is a benign tumor in your hypothalamus, and I don't really want a brain tumor. So hopefully, hopefully, it's just a side effect of the medication. It's considered a rare side effect, but I get all the side effects all the time, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what it is. Um, but anyways, I've talked your ear off. I talked about that yesterday anyways. I'm gonna go enjoy what's left of the fog. And then, yeah, hopefully not have a really awkward conversation. I mean, I'm gonna have to have an awkward conversation with someone, but like, hopefully it goes well and they're like, oh yeah, it's okay. We can, figure it out. Because I don't, I hate telling people like, hey, you're not allowed to do that. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. Like, while part of me is like really satisfied with like people that follow the rules, like you have to follow rules. They're there for a reason. Um, unless they're stupid. Unless they're stupid rules. Like the only having one lane open at the grocery store, and I did it again. I did it again. I went through the barrier and did the self-checkout. Um, because there was like 5 people with carts in line and a bunch of other people trying to figure out where to go to get in line. And I'm like, screw this. I'm not doing it. I like that they're open. They're working. They just have a little like stanchion gate thing there. And so I was like, nope, nope. I'm getting out of here. So of course, as soon as I do it, 4 other people decide to come. Well, 3 other people decide to come in because there's 4 registers, and somebody comes up and starts like monitoring, and I'm like, it's about damn time. So, anyways, those are like the only occasions where I'm like breaking the rules is okay. But otherwise, I really appreciate when people follow rules, so hopefully that won't be a huge problem. But yeah, um, as always, remember, no matter how people treat you or how today goes, you are enough.